Hi. What's going on, everybody? Everyone saw the evidence of my testing. I didn't know that it would stay in the chat, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. How is everyone? Dragon, first one in, outside of my own alerts that were just on display. Hopefully they work. You guys, I was struggling. Uber dead shenanigans indeed. Hello, hello. This fan, it is so hot in here, I can't even tell you guys. So we've got some crazy fan action going on right now. How are you, Ninja? Hello. It has been a day. It has been a Monday. I am wearing a shirt. I don't know, Dell, if you are in the chat. This is one of my birthday gifts, and hopefully I can get this. Sorry, my dragon ate your unicorn. It was a wondrous gift, along with ta-da, my chalice. So I'll be sipping in this dragon cup tonight. Ninja, today has been the longest day. I think it's just whenever I'm doing like tech stuff, and I also try to do it like right before the stream, and I'm like, oh, why am I so stressed out? It's like, well, because you're doing this. I started like an hour before. I'm like, let me see if I can actually get this in. It was fighting me the entire way. But I think we got it though. So what about you gents? Dragon, Uber Dead, Ninja? What has made it a long day for you? For you specifically. Oh, packing for move. Okay, yeah. Moving is a whole... That is a whole ball of wax that I'm very thankful that I've only done it twice. Yeah. Just twice. And I think that would be my limit. Like, if I had to move again now, I would just disintegrate. I would just Thanos snap myself and be like, nope, not dealing with it. Nope, nope, nope. Walls, hello, welcome in. Some boogie down. Well, hopefully your move, are you moving somewhere that is like close to your area? Are you semi in the area? What is your destination? And also, I know that we have a wear part of a cosplay today and talk about a prop today, which I do have them both right off to the side, but again, because of the heat. Hey, Blood Moon, thank you so much for subscribing. And I was just about to talk about the wear prop, because I think that you had redeemed that on the channel points last time. So I have them both. However, the wear time is limited because of the heat, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I'd be passing out if I was in it completely. But I still have them here, and a lot of good stuff to talk about. Perfect segue getting into the prop talk and talking shop talk. I had the most incredible call from my dad yesterday. He asked me, he had a problem, and he asked me, what's the best adhesive for this? And I was like, I've made it. I've really made it. Dad wants tips from me? My adhesive knowledge? So I was over the moon with that. I was like, all right, I've made it as a crafter. We've done it. Oh, Uber Dead, you gotta be at work at 6 a.m. So this is a hit and run. I feel you, man. You are all good. You are all good. I hope that it is a pleasant one, even though getting up early, not so pleasant. But I hope the rest of your day is, as it says in the Bible, smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy. Ninja, you were up at 3 a.m., had to take my mom to work. Severe T-storms in Chicago caused major flooding. I had to drive through. You lost a piece of your car. Oh no. I might be too tired to make it through the stream. Listen, you've been through enough streams and those were the bad ones. I am so sorry. I am glad you are okay. Mom is okay. Everybody is safe and good. I'm very sorry about the car though. We get flash flooding. So it'll be like nothing. And then when it does rain, it's just like, all right, here's 6 months of dry, just whoosh. And then because the ground is not used to being wet from rain, that's where you get the flash flood. So everything just kind of like comes in and makes up for lost time in the worst way for the desert. So that happens. People will get hydroplane and just flat like cars will go and like get lost completely in flash flooding, which is super scary. So I definitely understand, and yeah, definitely have to stay safe. Walls, you love the dragon goblet in the background. Thank you. Yeah, these are 2 birthday gifts. I'm gonna have to take some screenshots. Hopefully he can join, but Dell's Arcade was the gifter, so I don't know if he'll be joining, but I get to brag about the stuff that he grabbed. So other than the tank, ta-da! Have my shiny chalice, which I will fill with wine shortly. So it is very nice. Uber Dead, you are out. Have a great night. Rest easy. Rest easy. Blood Moon, wait, what does your t-shirt say? Sorry, my dragon, what? Absolutely love dragons, by the way. Oh, well, you are a dragon. I still love how your outfit came out at the ball. So cool, so cool. But it says, sorry, my dragon, whoop, ate your unicorn. So very, you know, and a good dragon owner wouldn't be devouring unicorns, but apparently they do. I feel like that's gonna be an expensive diet. But well, yeah. So everything, I feel like the past weekend obviously has just been like San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Did anyone go to con that is in chat? Ninja, how to train your dragon to not eat unicorns and that crazy mystical equine diet. Because I did not go to San Diego, but I'm okay with it. All of the reveals were good, about what I expected, and yeah, it would have been fun to go, but I just have so much coming up, and I was planning out some of my other travel, and I was like, you know what, I think I would be just kind of wiped out and tapped out for sure, funds wise, if I went. So it is, for those of you that haven't gone, it is like a non-stop. It's a higher drain than a normal con, and it's not just because it's like, oh, it's like the size, but because there really is like so much going on and there's so much to take in. And I feel like cons generally will give you sensory overload, but it's just dialed to the max at San Diego. And then there's always the like, you never know what could be a thing, and that element of surprise is there, and that's always fun. So this year it was obviously Ryan Reynolds showing up as Deadpool, but not telling anyone and just being like an attendee. a la Andrew Garfield when he showed up as Spider-Man and then took the mask off and everyone was like, what? So like that type of experience is always fun. The run-ins and the potentials to just get some really cool stories, I feel like are pretty unique to San Diego. So that always kind of has you like, it's like a good feeling, but it's still like a stressful feeling. And you get that just, the endorphins are just like up here the entire time. Ninja, what's happening at LACC? Nothing major that I know of. They actually, I looked at the guest list today and it's pretty lean. I did think that there would be more people, but I mean, we're still 3 months out. So I'm guessing like over the next month or so, we might get some more guest announcements, but it is not too crazy. I think for the people that we did get, I think it's just the cost for them. Aaron Paul, I know, is one. So Jesse Robert Robertson, who wasn't at the dispatch panel. He was like one of the only ones, him and Chase, which makes sense. But yeah, let me actually see. And it falls right over Halloween. It's the 30th, 31st, and the 1st. So I think a lot of people may not a lot of people, but that might affect people that would be going. So as far as guests, oh yeah, that's right. So Aaron Paul, Nick Cage, did not ever expect Nick Cage at con, but he's here. Dean Norris from Breaking Bad, all three of the K-pop Demon Hunter actresses, and then like a ton of people from Outlander and The Office. So it's an interesting mix. It's not like what I would have expected. Nick Cage, I guess, does make sense. I just didn't think he would do a con. I don't know if he's ever done a con, except for a Con Air. Can I get I'm gonna throw rocks at my own house. Blood Moon, I've been seeing so many outfit project photos for Labyrinth Ball. Have you decided on what you're going to wear this year? Oh, I have. As of about 3 hours ago, when I got something that came in the mail that I ordered, and I was like, this might work. It might not. But I do have them. So the one for sure that I want to make is still Persephone. So Persephone will be one. And then the other is kind of a surprise. It's not a surprise, but that'll be one just to reveal. It's not any specific character. It is just a type of being, like when I did the Dryad last year. So yes, we are hyped. We are so hyped. I will say that it is not a dragon. So this being, this mythological creature, is one that I haven't done before. So take what you will from that. But yeah, that is what I will be doing. But it's been a good creative time for sure. I had a photo shoot on Sunday, so I will have some new things that are coming in. And I am really happy because this is another collaboration with an author. So I get to talk about the book and the character. Be like, yep, that's me. That's me right here. So that came out perfect. I already got the pictures back and I'm super, super pleased. So she will be sharing them first. Obviously, it's your character. So when you're ready, you let me know. And then I will, we can collaborate and share as needed. But that was super fun. Saturday was kind of prepping for that, and I had a ton of family stuff. So I was pretty much like out of commission all day on Saturday and prepping for the shoot, and then more prepping on Sunday and taking care of everything else to live my life. And Ninja, is this surprise a new character for you? Blood Moon, is it a unicorn? It is not a unicorn. I know a couple years back, the like the centaur builds were really popular, and there were a couple of those that were going around. So no unicorn, no centaur type of affair. But yeah, it is not a new character, like named character. It is just a new type of being that I have not been before. So because it's new, it'll be fun. If I've done it before, then I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm making another vampire. And be like, oh, okay, I got it. But yeah, something a little new, a little fun. I think it's time for a little bit of wine, honestly. I've been starting my hydration again because I've been like super hot all day. Holy smokes. When is the ball this year? I'm excited for your reveal. Well, thank you. I would like to show you guys on stream first, because if all goes according to plan, I will be done. My ETA, my hope, is in 2 weeks. So 3 weeks. Actually, I think, yeah, it's like the 22nd. I've got to confirm. I have so many dates running around in my head. It is, yep, 21st and 22nd. So just shy of a month, a little bit, like 3 weeks. So a week before I should be done. Like I said, I'm looking at fabric right now and trim. So I gotta get it together, but I feel confident about it. It'll be good. But yeah, you guys will see it. You'll see it first here. Stressful thing. So back to con planning. I was talking about LA Comic-Con. Dragon Con update, everybody. So my Airbnb canceled. I'm like, cool. So what happened was, had a hotel first. Still have a hotel. So this is why we're not completely up a creek yet. So me and the gang have a hotel. And then we're all like, Airbnb is probably going to be a better way to go. Extra space, etc., and better price. It's a little further away, but it evens out. So I'm like, okay, cool. Grab the Airbnb. And my friend messaged me and is like, yeah, they canceled it because apparently one of their other guests was throwing some heinous rager and got them kicked out of their lease. It's not funny, but it's just like, how do you do that? Like, how do you not think that you're not going to get caught? And now this person, if it is their primary residence, I mean, it's so hard to tell with Airbnbs. Like, I don't want to give them too much sympathy, depending. But, yeah. It's like, well, all right then. Hey, Del, yeah, I was talking about you, man. Thank you very much. So we got the tea, and we have got the cup. So thank you very much for these gifts. And now that you are here, I think it's time for me to fill my cup. Boom. Blood Moon. That was the entire stress that I felt. So you know what? This wine is going to be so good. I cannot wait. Definitely thought there was more in this bottle. That's okay. That's why we have breaks. Has to be red too. Red wine for the red dragon? Yes. Of course. Of course. So, cheers to you all. I feel very regal. I feel like I should be throwing some dice, that's for sure. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Blood moon, drinking the blood of your enemies in the dragon cup. Yes. Yes. And right now, my enemies are coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ad break! Del, the thing is more... Oh, that thing is more badass than I thought. Yeah, it's really cool. I like that this isn't just a red gem. I like that it's like a... I think it's a meridian is the, like, crystal type. So it's got your, like multifaceted kind of aurora borealis vibe. I think it's just wanted to focus on my face, but either way, you can see. So I think that's really cool. So thank you again for the birthday gifts. Let me see. What am I doing? I was about to put my wine away. Why would I ever put it away? Crazy. Like I said, I've been like, plan mode. Planning is so exhausting. Like, I love travel and I love events, but man, planning just... And when I'm trying to do like 3 things all at the same time. But that's my problem because I'm like, I only have so much time where I am like awake and alive to be focused enough. So that does a lot of it. And I'm doing a lot at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, because that's the only time that I get when everything can just be quiet and not be all over. Del, only a few more days left of your birthday month. Live it up. Oh, I am. And yeah, it's gonna start with a little something for myself, but I've gotta do it in the future because we've gotta rebuild up my little acorn stash. I gotta have enough for winter. But I was thinking of, do you guys remember when I was talking about like that majestic, far off idea of a vacation that's a vacation, not a con and not an event, that's just a time to do nothing? I think I'm gonna cash in on that. And I think I want to get a place that's away, not too far, because travel is a stress, but something that is a drivable, not too crazy distance, and that I can just kick back for like a week. That's my goal. So I am looking at, yeah, Blood Moon, you are right. The wine, you know, it's just a little bit, but a little dabble do ya. This stuff is really good too. I think, yes. I do really like this one. I think that the design of the bottle is actually very, like, incongruent to the name. So it's called Storyteller, which I love because I'm like, it's very like RPG style. It's like, wow, this is like DM wine. But then the label is like industrial logos, kind of. So I'm like, I feel like I'm looking at like a sign that would be in front of a park and not something as whimsical as Storyteller. So I think that's a little odd, but of course I'm not mad. I don't judge by the label. I mean, except when I do, when they have a great label, I'm going to be like, wow, look at this art. So vacation, like post Dragon Con, I think that will be like my end of the year, just kind of like wrap up like, all right, we've made it. We've done it. This year was a year where I wanted to do as much as possible. And I feel like I have. The slowest months have been in between WonderCon, so like end of March, really until now. But even after that, like I had the foster kittens. I had a quick weekender trip, and I had, oh God, what was it? Obviously like my own birthday stuff, but like no major cons. And now I know, I'm like, wait, I did something else in July, didn't I? Some small events. Oh yeah, Phoenix Comic Con. That's what it was. Duh. So that was June. So from like end of March to beginning of June, was like prep for PCC and vending again. And I had the kittens, and I did, had a friend's birthday in May, had a weekender party for any of the Laughing Moon crew that is listening. We did that in April, which was super fun. And yeah, and then it's like you just like clip past the weekends, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is end of July now. And it is also Lydia's birthday. She's not in the chat because she's living it up, doing some sort of Lydia fabulous thing, but we toast to her on her day. So yeah, after that, then boom, this Saturday is August 1. Like, so Labyrinth will be 3rd week of August, and then I'll have one Spacer and then Dragon Con. And then nothing else for September. And then October, end of October, LA Comic Con. And then it's Black Friday time. And then 2027. It's like when I put things in perspective like that of like events, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, the year is almost over. Like it's gonna be January tomorrow. Ugh, crazy. Del Cabernets are good. I like the red mixes too. I do like reds. I just can't have anything too sweet. I don't dislike them, but I find it harder to enjoy with food if it's like a super sweet like dessert red. The cabs that are really dry, that's my jam. That's my jam. Laughing Moon stuff looks really cool, not gonna lie. It is really cool. When we stream, it's usually, or it's always on Sundays. Usually like every other Sunday, we can get together in a group of like, it'll at least be 4 of us, sometimes up to like 6. So manageable, and everybody that games is super cool. So if you ever just want to have a stream on in the background, definitely check it out. Check it out. You guys, am I just tired or is it the wine? I think I'm just tired. This is the effect of everything. Blood Moon, I'm going to be a little sad because I'm going to miss your streams next week because I'll be away. No, but away for something fun. Fun is always good. So take me with you, please. I don't want to do the regular grind. Whisk me away. R.I.P. my streak. No. Well, I think it'll build up because I mean I do them twice a week, and it'll come back. I mean, I know there's some people that will just like do like the mobile check-in, but I'm like, if you're on vacation, like enjoy vacation, enjoy, you know, time with people. That's the best thing. Del Chianti is probably your thing then. Yes, I do like a Chianti. Malbec can do. Yeah. Dry and complex, I like. Because it's good by itself and with food, I think. Red wines, like that are like your sweet blends, I'll like those for like a sangria as a base mix. That's super good. Blood of my enemies going down smooth. We love it. So, God, what else? Yeah, I think everything has just been like catch up from like San Diego stuff. The big reveals and the drops. Was there anything that you guys were like really excited for? I think the costumes are going to be my like favorite thing now. Like the dispatch panel would have been really fun to go on or to attend, but they still didn't announce season 2. And like I kept looking because obviously you can't stream it, so it's just like a few clips that like Ad Hoc posted and a couple of the other panelists. But I was like, oh, okay, are we getting like an announcement? It's like, no. That's it. We're just gonna be together and just do like a Q&A, I guess. But we'll never know because we have no proof. So that's whatever. And yeah, then the rest is like, you know, the Hall H stuff. So Ryan for Ghost Rider was That was pretty cool. I didn't expect that to happen. He was rumored, so it's like, oh, okay, rumor and like fan casting that's been clinking around for a couple years. So getting that confirmed is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I just liked seeing the costume drops for Doomsday. I think those were probably the most interesting things. And what else? Oh, and then the Monster High drop, the Universal Monster Trio that came out. Did I try to get anything? No, of course not, because $1 billion or just like the hassle is just so much. I'm like, I'll just appreciate them in time. I'll watch vicariously through everybody else. Grinch, what's up, dirty dogs? Oh, you know, being dirty, being dogs. Diamond dogs. Blood Moon, if you like nature, you're welcome to come with. I like nature. I don't know if nature likes me. I'll probably get eaten alive with mosquitoes, depending on where you're going. And if not, I don't know. Is it a humid place? Is it a wet environment? Is it more amphibian or more reptile? Because that's important information. Jedi! Dude, I wanted to send you some shots of a figure reveal at SDCC, but it would spoil some X-Men things, so I did not. Well, I'm excited, but thank you for keeping the surprise pristine, because, yeah, I didn't go looking for anything just because I wanted the surprise, and I knew that there would be stuff coming along. If it wasn't even for like X-Men 97, I was like, it's probably going to be for other Doomsday stuff. So it's exciting, and I'll definitely go back like retroactively and be like, all right, time to get in all those leaks. But just for now, I'm like, we'll let it percolate until December, which, as we've discussed, is going to be in like, 30 minutes. So we don't have long to wait. Nice. Blood Moon, I'm taking a week to go back to my hometown. It's not like a vacation, but it's nice to go back, enjoy nature, and kind of rest. Nice. Or kind of reset. Rest and reset. That is very nice. So you're not like in like camping. You're just in a more rural area, it sounds like. Which is perfect. That's my ideal type of camping. I'm like, what do you mean there's no running water? Absolutely not. No. Dell, that was me last week. Spent some time with the arcade boys. So fun to travel and get away from work. I believe it. I'm glad that you got that time. There is definitely something to just getting away from the rat race and being with your people. Like, I'm like, my cup's empty. I need time with my people, but finding the time to even get there is just impossible for me. Like, on any given day, I'm doing like 3 things at all times, and almost all of them are just like, it's good stuff, but it takes the energy. And then my spoons, I only have so many spoons, so but we persevere. We start with a coffee and we end with a vodka. That's how we got to run our days, Blood Moon, yeah, my hometown is a small town in the mountains with glacier lakes. Oh, sounds beautiful. Won't be camping, but spend all of our time either swimming or in the back roads and hiking. That's 100% up my alley. If I can go back to like a mattress at the end of the day, perfect. I can enjoy nature all I want, and then when I'm done with nature, I can say goodbye to nature and have Wi-Fi again. But I respect people that go like all out. It's just not in me. It's not in me at all. But I do think it is really cool for people that just completely like disconnect and go full on druid. I'm like, wow, that's great for you. Take pictures, but I can't even say that because I don't even bring your phone. So just imagine, just walk me through it. But what was I going to say? Oh, it is kind of sort of time for me to get my props and my part of costume. This one was kind of a tricky one. I was like, this is what's gonna come to mind, but it is it's both. So I thought it would be fun to do a little review. And without further ado, I'm just going to lean off screen. So I thought that since we did a character overview, and like we did the character backstory lore drop with Pri not too long ago, I figured we could bring a little part of her on screen with us. Oh, she is long. I told you she's older than Velia, so that is why her Leku are as long as they are. For those that are unfamiliar with Twi'lek anatomy, their Leku do grow with their age. So longer Leku, older Twi'lek. And I wanted to bring out these because these are obviously my newest pair of the three. Of the two. I only have two. And they are different materials, so I figured we could chat about that. Look at this wiggle. Look at this. They're so fun. So this texture, you can kind of see like the light sheen. It is completely smooth. It does kind of feel skin-like. It has a little bit of a texture, but this is silicone. And the color is mixed in with the actual like batch of silicone. So it's not like this is painted on. It's just, it's like bonded to the actual silicone. So we have like the slight gradient and the spots that run along the top of the Leku. And kind of like by like her forehead and come over. Then the fun part, this is what it looks like on the inside. So under all of this, it is, you can see how it's kind of, it's super shiny on this side. So this is like the underside of the latex, or not latex, silicone. But it actually has more grip. So for those that are familiar with like a clear bra strap, that's kind of like the same grip or like texture that you're gonna get like on the inside. And this would sit about at my forehead before you put your headband on. So it helps keep it on, especially because these are so long. So they've got a good amount of weight to them. I don't even know if I could weigh them properly, but I'd say about 5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. But 4 or 5 pounds on your head all day adds up and you don't realize it, but it definitely does. So inside we have expanding foam. So when you get these, and again, I did not make these. This was a commissioned piece. This comes completely full of this expanding foam. So to make it fit for you, for how you want it to sit, you are just tearing out the excess foam so that it stays, you know, where you want it. And you want to make sure it has the reinforcement so that the top of the Leku, like the base up here, stays in a nice like slope. Otherwise, when you put it on, this would kind of, it would like fall flat and kind of distort the shape. So you want to scoop out enough so that you can actually wear it comfortably, but maintain the base, which is really going to be the most important part because the rest just hangs. And you can see it, you know, bends and creases. And at the bottom, there's a little bit of like pellets, like PVC pellets, like a little, feels like a weird Beanie Baby at the bottom. Dior, welcome in. This is fascinating. Oh, just talking about Pre's anatomy, her head anatomy. Blood Moon. I would like to try to go camping in the middle of nowhere, but I'm not ready to have a lack of some sort of toilet. Yeah, no, I'm not there. I'm not ready for that apocalyptic scenario. That would be not for me. And walls, yeah, I see why it would be hot. Yeah, it does not breathe. I'm gonna put them on, but I can wear them about 5 minutes, and then I'm done. Especially, like, I have my fan going in here, but even still, it's just way too much. Dell, maybe like a swimming cap texture. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. So if you think of like a swim cap, because it does have a little stretch too. So if you want it to sit a little bit higher, a little bit lower, you can adjust that. But yeah, it does give you some good grip from like silicone to skin. Dior, how do you keep it from slipping off? Like I said, just that kind of texture on the inside does grip skin. So like if you just look at this, that's just hanging off the back of my hand. So it does hold, but as you move and as the weight of this pulls, it can kind of slip back. So all of the Twi'lek, or most of the Twi'leks, wear headbands. Aesthetic reason, but that was the costume department saying, this isn't going to hold up. You're going to need something to help keep it in place. And lo and behold, now it's part of the lore. But I'm like, yeah, we know why they're wearing headbands. So I wanted to showcase that. Dior, but what about sweat? I'm weird. I don't sweat. And it still doesn't really affect other like Twi'lek cosplayers, because once you're kind of, everything is on, so your hair would go up in like a wig cap, like you were putting on a wig, and then this would go on. So it's just like wearing like a hat that doesn't breathe. This is such a weird description. It's like a swim cap. It's like a hat that doesn't breathe. It's made out of silicone, but it's also weighted and moves and gives you that, like, it's like, don't jiggle jiggle, fold. Like that is what this is. Dell, now I know what to look for if I'm buying a cool swim cap that's Star Wars themed. That would definitely make people give me looks at the pool. And this would be a very expensive swim cap. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of like ballpark, I'd say starting at 200. So, but you are paying for something that is extremely well made. There's a couple different people that make them, and crafters and artists that make them, but all sorts of things like color, the length of the leku, the patterns. So like if you wanted it solid versus, you know, a texture, stripes, spots. Like there are companies, or not companies, but sellers that will do like a Darth Talon set, and it's already got her tattoos on here. So all of that can change if you're looking at like pricing and completion time. There are kid size leku, like, so if someone wanted to be like a Numa, they're like little mini ones. So very cool. The Twi'lek community is a very interesting, like, obviously very much Star Wars, but they are kind of a community in and of themselves, which is a fun. When I first started with Velia, my lavender Twi'lek, I was like, this is so cool. And like I got way off into the deep end with the lore in the best way. And I was like, everybody else is also doing the same thing. Like, we're all really into this. And it does kind of like have a little bit of a separation between just like Star Wars specifically. And I think that that's cool because there aren't too many examples of that I can think of. I mean, the Mandos kind of have it, just like looking at Star Wars, but thinking of like other fandoms where there is not even a necessarily main character of the fandom that has branched off into its own like costuming community, or its own fandom community, because there's people that have put together like Twi'leki dictionary and a Twi'leki lexicon that is out there, and it's just these people's passion projects, and I'm like, I'm right there with you guys. I am right there with you. So I wanted to let her have some time, but we've got to show who started it all, who is here. And da-da-da-da-da. We have Velia. Now, these aren't just different colors. You can already see the movement is very different. Obviously, they're much shorter. So Velia's Leku is actually raw latex. So silicone, raw latex. You can see it has a little bit of a different texture. It's a little more skin-like. I would compare it to like, because it's smooth, but it kind of has skin, almost like a knee. If that makes sense, like you could be touching someone's knee heads. And one thing that you'll notice too is that there's a little cutout for my ear right here for where that sits, and that's because there's a little bit of stretch, but for the most part, the latex does not stretch like the silicone does. So it's fitted in a different way. Still has the expanding foam on the inside, but very, very different in terms of weight and texture. When these bend, you can see it's a little bit of a harsher bend. It's not as smooth as the silicone, but it also keeps its shape a little bit more. So even though there's some creasing right here in the middle, and this goes for the silicone as well, this is just fluff. So like down. I'm trying to think of the actual, like for like a pillow, fibers. Oh my god, like just like stuff with like soft fibers, and then again it has like the beads at the end. So the expanding foam part that you can see on the inside only goes until about right here. So you can't see it, but if you squeeze, there's a little bit of a ridge where the structure of the expanding foam kind of gives way to the just like stuffing, filling fibers all through here, and then the beads at the end. So much lighter, and this is painted with the exact same body paint that I use. So straight onto the raw latex, dried, done. And you see it's really seamless. It looks like skin. Grinch, very cool. Thank you. Dell, I paid like 400 plus for my Neo coat. And that's made from monk wool. Yeah, that's reasonable. Coats like trench coats and things like that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of fabric, and your patterns need to be like pretty spot on for something like that. Help, I'm putting on my weird hat. Which one is more comfy to wear, Blood Moon? Velia, because she's lighter. So, without my headband, this is about what we look like. So it has some wiggle, but you see when I move my head, they still kind of lift, so they're not going to hang as heavy as the silicone ones do. So that makes them more comfortable. But again, they're not going to move as naturally. And if I want to do one of these, you see I get harsher creases from bending the latex to the silicone. Jedi, you and the other cosplay folks we jam with here totally knock me out with your cosplays. Oh, thank you. So much creative talent for the builds and the character absorption for the roleplay. Well, thank you very much. I mean, how could I not be immersed? Look what my life is like right now, you know. I am all wiggles. The other aspect to the Twi'lek headpiece, with the headband that comes on, that goes over the Leku, obviously it's their little cone ears. So I make, you know, the headband myself, and then the cones are painted to match the Leku, and those are on the inside. So I just put everything on and it's all in one piece. The ears are glued to the headpiece that I made. So I know it looks super crazy over the hair, but for demonstration, I think that definitely ticks the box. So you guys can just kind of see how they fit and how they move. So with Pre, again, she's way longer. I forget that they're almost like double the length. Del, Sarah, my dear, it's been so fun. I will catch the replay tomorrow. I need to be up for work bright and early here on the East Coast. Again, enjoy your gifts. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. I'm glad you got to see this. I'm glad you get to see me put silicone on my head. This is my dream. I hope there are people that are coming in to the stream and are like, what is actually happening? Does the latex one also have grip, or would you need to glue it down? No glue needed. It is fitted to my head, so it's pretty secure, and then the texture from the wig cap itself gives you enough of that. So you can't even see where she ends, but with Pre, see, when I bend, it's a lot smoother. So because these have some extra weight to them, I do like to wear them over my shoulder like a continental soldier, because it helps with keeping the weight off. So my headband would go right across here, hide the seam. Sometimes I will just keep it right over my ear. It's just a better grip. And yeah, I'll have that for the whole day, and I'll be all Twi'leked out. And I have the exact matching paint and everything. And if I don't have anything, I just mix it custom. So my hands have the same gradient as the Leku do. So like if you look at what's here to here, it's like mint to teal. So I just do a little airbrush like about to my forearm and match the color that way. Yay! So I'm glad that we got to talk about this one, and that these came in at the same time. So I was like, well, this is a prop, but this is also something I can actually wear. So the other thing that I was thinking about doing, which I'll keep it on the D20 list, just in case we can come back to it. It's a little, I don't know, it's got fake blood on it. I don't know how Twitch is with that, but I mean, it's a prop. But I want to show my bladed metal bat that I made from Fallout 4. Blood Moon, the day I can finally make a Twi'lek cosplay. Can we go to a con together, both as Twi'leks? Yes! Sister, join me. Join me. What color would you do? Because the color is everything. The color is absolutely everything. Whew. She's toasty. She's so toasty. She's like, what is airflow? What is airflow? I say, Sarah, well, if you're dying right now, how do you handle it at a con? I struggle. But when you're moving, it's very different than sitting in front of hot lights and not moving and not in super nice AC. So that is the difference. And there is just something to like, cosplayers, we're weird. We are just built different. It's like, you're going to be really uncomfortable for a couple hours at a time, like by choice. Like you paid to be here. I'm like, yes. and I'll do it again. Why do you do it? Because I love it. That's why. Dragon prop blood is fine. Okay, good. I didn't know if they'd get weird. I didn't think so, but I was like, this is too perfect. And because we just talked about pre, so I was like, I'll bring both over. So now you guys can see a comparison of the materials. So if any of you are interested in working with latex or silicone, that's hopefully a good example, real life example for what they look like. Grinch, Sarah E. Coyote, super genius. Yeah, and I'm gonna get an anvil dropped on my head, cursed by my own hubris. I don't know what I did, but I don't know. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Blood Moon, if I was making my own character, I'd probably do a green. But also might want to cosplay Mission from Knights of the Old Republic. I say yes. Have you done a green body paint character before? Because, like, I just had to refresh, but Mission is about the same color as Ayla. And there are, like, for the notable Twi'leks, there are some, like, kits that are pre-made, and Ayla's, like at the top of the list. So, like, you wouldn't really need to do a custom color on her. And it's a solid, so you wouldn't even have the spots that Ayla does, or, like, the tattoos that Talon does. You've never done a body paint cosplay before? You've never suffered on your epidermis? Gotta tell you, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'll complain about it, but I will keep doing it forever. It's very fun. It's very fun. Body paint is the one thing that you can do without, like, extensive prosthetics that make you really do feel like out of your own body. I think that's why I like it so much. It's so much easier to disconnect. It's like, yeah, you can do contacts or, like, a wig, and I'm like, oh wow, I look different like this, or change up, like, eyebrow shape on makeup, and it can kind of throw your regular appearance off. But when you come out and your, like, skin is red or hot pink, it's like, oh, okay, this is different. This is something else. Grinch, I can't wait for Coyote versus Acme next month. I am going to love it. I loved the last Looney Tunes movie. I was rolling. Like, I haven't laughed at a movie. And I'm like, yeah, of course. It's we got Looney Tunes, a bunch of cartoons. So I'm like, this is great. But it was so funny. Killed me. It actually killed me. So yeah, so Blood Moon, if you do want to dabble in the Twi'lek side, please let me know. I can point you in all the right directions, because that would be fantastic. I've never been to Star Wars Celebration. It seems like a nightmare to get into. So I'm like, I'm not even going to try. I'll live vicariously through people. Like, I'm at a point now where, like, I can really pick and choose, you know, my experiences. And I'm like, all right, for the hassle of getting either the ticket or the hotel and the cost and the experience, which is why I also skipped out on AX. And I'm like, I saw pictures of it and I was like, not missing it. Yeah, it'd be fun to be there, but nah, I'm good. And I like being a little choosy. There was a time when I was like, I've got to go to every con. I'm like, one, you're going to go broke doing that. And two, it's like, you don't need to go to every con. You don't need to do it. So I've definitely shifted a lot more towards, like, experiences that are more open-ended. So things that are like Ren fairs and like the fantasy events. Just because you have more, one, it's not as nearly as chaotic, and there is a certain type of audience that is typically less chaotic, and it's just more focused on the event itself. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, you're not going to deal with a ton of, like, crazy lines and lotteries trying to go to, like, a fantasy ball. like you would for, you know, any of your big cons. And I know there's people planning Katsu, and they start months in advance. Dragon Con, they start for months in advance. San Diego, AX, and, you know, a couple other big ones. And that's just in the US. And I know that, you know, overseas, there's tons that I'm sure that I'm not familiar with the chaos that's associated with attending those. But I'm like, I'd rather not have the chaos, or at least like 2 chaos cons a year. Like, all right, every 6 months we can deal with a whole bunch of stress. But other than that, I'm like, I want to just enjoy the time. So I am very much looking forward to bringing it back to Labyrinth of Jareth. That con, because it's such a curated experience. The event is in the hotel. It's beautiful. It's a nice hotel. It's not crazy expensive. For me, it's not far, so it's just like ideal situation for a con, or for an event, for me. So I am very excited for that. I'm in a good creative headspace, and a lot of that is thanks to you guys, because now I'm in the habit of like talking about it a little bit more. And it's not like, oh, well, if you want to talk to other people that like costumes, you've got to go to these events. And I'm like, I don't want to pay to see my friends. I want to talk to people right here, right now. And now I can. So it is a very good experience to have like that community aspect that's a part of it. So getting able to yap and being able to also show you guys progress too, to keep me on track so that I'm not like panicking at the last minute. Like I said, I'm gonna be done 2 weeks, so I'm not gonna be panic sewing or panic gluing on the car, like in the car on the way to the event, and like hand sewing, because I've done it before. Don't enjoy it. So all of that said, I'm glad we got to talk some props, wear a little bit of cosplay. Again, I wish I could wear it longer, but if this was winter, definitely would. I would go full on paint for you guys if it was winter, but I would just croak. So, we can go ahead and jump into our roll. And we're not too far out of time, which is really nice. Jedi, got a jet. Have fun with the rest of the stream. Thank you, friend. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you got to see me cram my head into latex and silicone. I hope that that enhanced everything. Oh my god, the screenshots that are gonna come from this are gonna be so awkward. And be like, hey. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some rolls. And are we doing 2? Are we still doing 2? I think so. But now I can't remember. I think, did we get like caught up with 1? Oh, now I don't remember. I wrote down that we were in debt for a roll. I don't think we've done 2 rolls yet. Okay. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to make sure. So, for this pandeMONIum, we are going to do a double take. And let's just jump right to it. Let's see. Ooh, a spinny 12. And I don't think we've had a 12 before. So, let's see what we got. All right. Oh, interesting. So 12 is Amusement Parks. Okay. This is a good segue also to why I like WonderCon. And let's go ahead and do our second roll. If these tie into each other, that will be very convenient. Second roll, 18. So that is our 18 show and tell. Nice. All right then. So, with that in mind, show and tell and amusement parks. All right. So first off, to have my segue, and it's like, oh, why do you love WonderCon? Yes, it's a great con for 800 reasons. But the fact that it is right next door to Disneyland when you're already right there is so convenient. So first off, I will just say that I am a big amusement park fan person, even if I'm not going to a lot of these parks, just because there's so many, obviously, like all across the world, and like defunct ones. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of Defunctland, but I started watching his channel several years ago, and it's so crazy to see how much it's grown, and I love that he's getting all the love, but I get lost in the lore, and it's so much fun. Everything from like the construction and like the engineering side to when they get into the like the planning phases and like the storyboarding of things and the technology for the actual rides themselves or the animatronics, and if there's any sort of like show element, obviously I'm going to focus in on the costumes, but also like the performers, and how now, because park culture has become like its own thing in the last couple years. I think it's just with the as YouTube, got bigger and everybody had access to it. Everybody's got a semi-decent camera. From like now to like even the last like 15 years, that sort of like I do want to call it a subculture, because it is a type of like facet of interest and a type of community. People that are like roller coaster junkies, and they just go and travel and hit all of the biggest and best coasters, and that's their thing. There's people that are just like dark ride experiences, and I think it's such an interesting thing because it has more of a tie-in to cosplay than I think we realize. And I was thinking about this because there are so many of my friends that are big amusement park people. And I'm like, yeah, it's a themed area that it's not just like physically, like it's decorated that way, but like it's like the food and the music and obviously like the character element and the costuming element. And they are in character. They are doing professional cosplay. And I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. This is 100% why that connection is there. And then for the things that are more on the technical side, like what I was saying about the like construction and the storyboarding and all of the artists and everything that goes into making a land or a park or an area, those are like the time-lapse videos and the tutorial people. So it's a link that is a very short pipeline, if a pipeline at all. Oh, we have an ad break coming. No. But for that type of interest of creative form and function, absolutely love it. So I'm not a ride junkie, but I do like rides. Roller coasters, love. I'm not a fan of drop rides because I feel, one, I hate how they feel. And two, I just don't think that they are as inherently interesting because one, you know exactly what to expect. It's like, oh, what are you going to do? You fall. Okay. And you can't really get too much of a story, really. With the exceptions being Tower of Terror / the new Guardians ride. I know Tower of Terror still exists at Walt Disney World, but at land, it is the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And I think that they are kind of exempt from the usual, like, oh, this is a drop ride, because it goes back up. Like, it's the unexpected part that saves it, and the story that goes with both rides respectively is interesting. But like your typical fair ride where you go up and it's like the drop tower, like, okay. They might try to like psych you out for like when the drop is coming, but just not interesting to me. Water rides and like your like water plumes are fine. Never have been a favorite because it's usually either too hot or too cold. Like there's no ideal temperature for the water ride, and I hate walking around soggy after. Like, soggy bottom boys are a band, not a lifestyle, and I don't like having a soggy bottom. So, usually don't do water rides. Respect them, but they do kind of give me a touch of submechanophobia. So for those that are not familiar, sub, under, mechanical, and that fear part is the fear of underwater machinery or like things that are underwater, a man-made thing that's underwater that shouldn't be. So, example would be some people get really uneasy looking at like Titanic footage, like sunken ships underwater, weird people out. That's a type of submechanophobia. And for me, it's not too bad. Like I'll still do water rides or rides where I can see like the machinery under the water, like pirates and things like that. But if I think about it too long, it does kind of freak me out. I don't know why. I think it's like the idea that mechanical things shouldn't be underwater. Like it seems like wrong, and like it is inclined to break or something that can go wrong and you can't get to it and fix it because it's underwater. I think like that's the psyche that element comes from. But I don't know. Is anybody else in the same boat? Does anybody else kind of feel that way or get like that uneasy vibe? Birthday Goyle! Hi! I did a toast to you in my super deluxe dragon chalice. And I was like, she's out having a birthday. So she's probably not going to be here. But we're going to cheers to her anyway. Well, welcome home. You are welcome, friend. You are welcome. Walls, unless you are escaping an Imperial Star Destroyer. I mean, if the Imperials are after you, and you say this after I show my Leku, you know Twi'leks are impartial. We're rebels at best, smugglers most of the time, so. Grinch, you are the man of constant sorrow. Such a jam. Yay. So delightful. Well, how was your day? How was your outing? We're talking about submechanophobia. Happy birthday. Talking about terrifying machinery, underwater, and oh, you went to Malibu and had pizza. Delightful. How is Malibu? Has it restored somewhat? I know it's going to be different kind of forever after the fires, but how rebuilt is it right now? Kind of being restored. Lots of people are rebuilding right now. Good. Well, I am glad. I hope it's just not like, oh, we're going to open up a whole row of like cheesecake factories because those are the only corporations that can afford the land now. That will bum me out. So I hope that it is under some sort of like jurisdiction for kind of like to replace what was lost in like independent places or small business places. Obviously, if you can afford Malibu, you're not that small, but you're not a nationwide corporation either. So that's what I want to see come back. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you had a wonderful time and wonderful pizza. Honestly, pizza sounds so good right now. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And this glass of wine. So I had the grapes before and after. Well, not even before. Jelly is kind of an after. It's kind of an after affair. Blood Moon, you also had pizza for dinner? Ugh, are you guys hanging out right now? And you didn't invite me. Disaster. Disaster. But, yeah, I think I might have, probably not pizza, but I think I have stuff to make pasta after. So I think I'll do, yeah, I think I'll do some pasta. But we did our double dice roll because we had left out a roll on the previous stream, and now we have caught up. So we went ahead, we rolled twice. So we were talking about amusement parks, and then we're gonna do a show and tell. So this is a great time to bring up the incomparable, the iconic Castles and Coasters. Castles and Coasters, everybody. So for those that are not familiar, which is, I think, probably everybody in the chat, except for like 2 people, that is a independent Phoenix amusement park that has been around since the 70s and is still going strong. And it's a pretty decent sized park. I know that there's a lot of metros and like suburbs that'll have like your mini golf park and a little, you know, ride attraction land. I do think that in comparison to a lot of the other ones that I've seen, some of them can be pretty dicey. I think Castles and Coasters isn't so bad. So it's got 2 coasters, one like more of a thrill coaster, one more relaxed coaster. It's got a sea dragon, it's got a log ride, bumper cars, bumper boats, a go-kart track, mini golf, and I think obviously a big arcade. So it's called Castles and Coasters because it is built like a big castle. And inside is a whole bunch of arcade games. And they have a section that is like pinball and the more like classic arcade games and cabinets and things like that, in addition to stuff like Guitar Hero and all of that. So it is very fun. Lydia, you were talking about Metro today. Please tell me more. Under what context? Walls, does red wine go with PBJ? Listen, red wine goes with anything if you try hard enough. And I try hard. Blood Moon, that is such a better name. The big one in British Columbia is just called Playland. Aw. This is the land to play. We'll call it Playland. Yes, good, good. Put it on the sign. Love it. Walls, Canada's Wonderland was... Is it Voigtland or Votland? Voigtland and The Boys. I have not seen The Boys yet still. I know. And everyone's like, you should watch The Boys. And I'm like, I have a list of, you should watch this show that's like a mile long. And I'm like, I know. I'll get to it. I'm sorry. So it is on my list. So I can go back. I will remember this. And then when I watch it, I'll be like, oh, this is what Wald was talking about. This is the thing. And yeah, Blood Moon, it is a very fun place. I want to see, I'll try to get just a quick picture of the outside of the castle, because it is pretty fun. Actually, this picture I feel like is, I don't want to say like way cooler than in real life, but it is a pretty nice picture. Castles and Coasters. Thank you. So let's see. But yeah, it is a Phoenix institution that used to be, well, it's still in the same place, but there used to be a mall that was inside or in the same parking lot that recently got the KO, got the kibosh. So it's now, I think, just like a vacant lot and ready to be developed into probably some crazy apartments or something else. But the park is still going strong. So I'm hoping that I can get this image up for you. So for Blood Moon, you can see this and imagine gaming in the castle. So this is our nice castle view. I don't even know how they grabbed this image, but yeah, it looks like they were like, maybe a drone got this. Yeah, I actually don't know how they would get up so close, but yeah. So that is the obviously castle part, and the two coasters go around. You can see the log ride, and then the go-karts kind of go in and around, not around the whole park, but around a good chunk of it. So it is pretty unique. Like there's nothing that has been like that I've seen before. So I'll see if we can jump to some other pictures. Oh, this is a good one that kind of gives you a nice ballpark of what it looks like. So that is Castles and Coasters. So I think having a decent size, especially like as a kid, having this to go to, definitely put like the amusement park bug in my head as a kid. I mean, what kid doesn't like amusement parks? But the this ride, this is, I think, where the submechanophobia came from. Because I remember there was a time when I was on the ride. It didn't like break down, but I think somebody else, like there was a slow delay for like something, and the log that was in front of mine was kind of like stuck, or it was just moving really slow. And I just remember looking down and like seeing like the track and all of the gears, and I was just like, I'm like, what if we did get stuck? Like, how could we even get out? And then I started kind of freaking myself out. And then I was like, I'll skip that ride next time. But yeah, roller coasters, love it. Love them. So that is the legend of Castles and Coasters. So for me, I did probably Universal Studios the most, but not too much because they're still so expensive. Universal Studios probably the most. Then Six Flags and Disneyland were kind of like a toss-up because I liked the thrill rides, but I remember even as a kid, I was like, oh, that was so fun. But we waited in line like an hour, and that was maybe 17 seconds of an actual ride. So that kind of got me soured on it. And, you know, Disney was always pricey, but I was like, well, it's big, so you're seeing a lot. So now when I go to parks, my appreciation is kind of on the value side of it. Like, what am I actually getting from this? And is it worth the hassle and the money to go and enjoy it? Or like, what makes one better than the other? And it is the immersive part. Anytime there are actors, I'm always 100% on board. So lately, I have really, really liked Universal Studios, and I feel like they are catering to more of a crowd that is, like we were talking about, the amusement park, like, junkie. That type of fandom and community that is more in tune with the types of things that bloggers will review, and not just the people that are like, oh, I just want to get enough views so that I can get invited to places for free, but people that actually are just like enthusiasts. That's the word I want to use, enthusiasts. And I think that they're kind of tapped into that a little bit more than some other parks. I mean, Universal Studios just did the fandom nights, and I know they've done it for a couple years, but it's like, oh yeah, we're going to bring Sailor Moon in. Is there a Sailor Moon ride? Is there any anime ride in Universal Studios? No. But they know in the Venn diagram of people that are interested in this thing and this thing, there's probably going to be some overlap. Shocking. It was a huge success, and a ton of people went, except for me, because I couldn't go. And I missed the Dungeons and Dragons exhibit show. Not exhibit. It was like show, ride area, because like they did like themed food, and they had like not a dark ride, but just kind of like experience type thing. And I was like, man, this is so cool. So I feel like with the success of those types of experience events, they're definitely going to lean on them a little bit more, which is good. And I love to see that. Disney, there's a lot of complaint, which I think is definitely valid, just about like the cost, and for like the newer attractions that are coming in, not really meeting the standard of what made Disneyland so exceptional. And I think it's good to critique those things heavily, because that's the only time that you actually see change, is when people push back and are like, yeah, this is terrible, because it's happened before. And they've had rides that have been complete duds, and everyone grills them on it, and then, oh, lo and behold, the ride gets switched out for something else. So I think now, with people having more of a place and a presence with reviews in that type of way, especially the things that are like real time, companies, I think, tend to listen a little bit more than maybe they have previously. So, Blood Moon, have you been to the Orlando Universal? No, I have not. And I would love to go, specifically for the Epic Universe, specifically for the Dark Universe, just because I want to see the Frankenstein Castle. I want to see their walk around Dracula. I always talk to the one, I say mine, but like the Hollywood one. And it's always a wonderful time. And I know that there's that one Dracula that's become like famous and has gone like slightly viral on Instagram. And I actually saw some fan art of the actor the other day, which I think is very funny. And again, just like a testament to how people are connecting with amusement parks. And I mean, we are in a place which we've kind of talked about a little bit with the reduction of third spaces, and how many places can you go that aren't work or school, and obviously like not your house. And I feel like that list and those opportunities like shrink more and more, like, and especially if you're not into sports, 'cause like sports people will be like, oh yeah, I go to the blah 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 and meet up with my team there. But if you don't have that, and if you don't have the money to go to cons every other month, it's like, okay, well, we can save up and we can do an amusement park and be in a place with other people that like these same types of things, if not this same exact, IP or movie or character or genre. So it is a connective place. And I never used to think about that. Like as a kid, it was just like, oh, it is fun place. And that's it. But as the world is going the way that it's going, it's like, yeah, there's just fewer places to connect with people just in general. And it's not like you're chatting up everybody in the line, but that is the thing that does happen a lot. And it's like, oh yeah, how'd you meet? Oh yeah, we were line buddies. Oh, okay. And my first thought, I'm like, oh, like line buddies? And they're like, oh, at Disneyland. I'm like, oh, right. I know. 'Cause you're waiting for so long in line. You start talking. Okay. I'm like, they're going to kick me out. But, that type of, community is very fun. So that is something that I've come to appreciate. And, with like all of like the review videos and just kind of traveling by proxy through walk around videos and people doing, like a more detailed deep dives for, the ride or the experience or just the creative process in general. People that just do like Easter eggs. It's like, yeah, as you're like flying through this roller coaster, everything in the background that you're probably not seeing because it's a blur, we're just going to show you that. And I'm like, oh yeah, what did I miss? So that aspect, I like anything that's like an attention to detail or an Easter egg or a little bit of lore, I think is always fun. So Dark Universe would be my ultimate to go. That would be my dream amusement park. I just don't know if I can do Florida. I feel like it would just be too swampy and gross, and I have just questionable. I just don't really want to be in the state. I know that going to the amusement park is one thing, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. So Disney World, yeah, it would be cool to see. I don't have a huge desire to go because it just seems so daunting. It just seems like so much, and it seems like so big. So for you to actually see everything and really get through everything, you've got to be there for like 3 days minimum. I'm sure some of the numbers are inflated if you're like obviously going with like kids or like a group that's larger, so you're not going to be moving as fast. But yeah, it just seems like just a lot, and that kind of, I feel like it would just bring me more stress than a chill time. Not against it, but I don't know. It's never been like my super drive. Poseidon Entertainment, I just remembered his name. So I mentioned Defunctland. So if any of you guys are interested in like amusement parks, their development, any of that stuff, Defunctland is great because he focuses on obviously the stuff that is defunct. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll literally never have an opportunity to get on this ride again because it doesn't exist anymore. And Poseidon Entertainment, both incredible makers. And they'll use a lot of like footage from, like, I almost called them con goers, from park attendees that will like record their time on a ride so you can get a more realistic impression of it. So they use some very good stuff, good footage. Blood Moon, oh man, I've had that thought on the log ride before, getting to the top before the drop and just thinking, what if the track got stuck? Because there would definitely be no way off. I feel like they've got to have some sort of at least like a neutral or something that would just at least be able to like someone could like push, because they have like those ladders in certain sections and definitely like at the top. So I feel like if there was ever going to be any stalling, it's probably like on the incline, like as you're like, you would stop there versus on the drop, because that's the like brake release. So that makes me feel a little bit better, but you're not that much further. Like if you're still like climbing to the top, but you're not there yet and you're stuck, I'm done. I'm calling my mom and I'm leaving. Walls, be careful on the Dungeons and Dragons ride. You may get transported to another universe, to an 80s cartoon. I would pay for that experience, and that's literally the only thing that I want in life. So I will not heed your warning, and I will hope that it happens to me. 100%. Well, Spider-Man came and sat at my table while I was having pizza at Universal Orlando. Oh my god. Oh, and you posted a pic in the Discord. Ah, that is fantastic. Yeah, Blood Moon, asking the real questions. Like, just like, hey, you gonna eat that pizza? Like, Peter, are you hungry? I mean, not Peter. Spider-Man, are you hungry? I'm gonna offer you some food. I know we talked about the different rights with Universal. Was this the Orlando one that you're talking about? Yeah, Orlando. Okay. That they still have like that land of heroes. Oh my god, this picture is so funny. I wasn't expecting it to be like a formal picture. I thought it was just like a selfie. And oh my god, we got some cool things in the mix. Oh my god, this is so funny. And you're repping this X-Men shirt. I see you. That is fantastic. All right, Webhead. Incredible. Oh, Blood Moon, the Discord. I can drop you a link right now, and you can come hang out. Let me see. I'm not sure if I just drop that, if it will give it to you, but it is also on the About section on just if you go on Twitch. But if this is easier, I think you can join from here if I just link a channel. So let me know. But also, this is my first time checking and seeing our contact review. We were talking about contacts. So awesome. I am not over seeing this. So cool. So one of our members in chat, I don't know. I don't want to put anybody on the spot if you're just hanging out, but we were talking about contacts extensively, and specifically UV contacts. And one of the members was looking for something to put together for a costume, and we had like a super long stream talking about contacts, like in depth. And he had posted when he actually got them. And then he just posted a picture of what they look like. So everybody, we can give some love for how cool this looks. So, Rainy. So awesome. I love that these are the two pictures. I'm not over the Spider-Man one yet. It's just like he's going to give you like this really important discussion that's about to happen while you eat your pizza, and he just... like, I can't. You have to take off the mask to eat. Or you have to do like the nose fold and just get it right there to eat. Oh, so cool. So cool. Gotta give the love. Gotta give the love. It was an important discussion. I believe it. And, oh, Rogue is on the front of the shirt. She gave me a huge hug. They had a walk around Rogue? In 2019? In that economy? That's incredible. That is incredible. What a time. I have a picture somewhere of myself as a little tiny human cowering in front of the Hulk. And my dad took the next picture and he was trying to beat up Hulk. And then my mom was like in love with him. So it's a very funny set of pictures, and probably one of my strongest core memories as a child. Be like, what important life lessons did your family teach you? And I was like, I don't know, but we got these pictures with the Hulk at Universal Studios that were really cool, and I'll never forget that. Blood Moon, it's not bringing up a channel. Oh no, it's different than the Adventure Party one, right? It is. Let me just jump over and grab the link real quick to the Vinyl Lounge. So, Blood Moon, try this one on for size, and that should get you where you need to be. So, hoping that works for us. And, yeah, so everybody all together. So, as far as the amusement parks goes, that is, yeah, where I'm kind of at right now. I would like to do Halloween Horror Nights again at, Universal, in, I almost said Burbank. It's basically Burbank, but, Universal City. It was so much fun last year, and this year they are getting a Sinners themed haunted house or like attraction, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna need to do that. So at some point, if you haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights or you're not familiar, it is a lot of fun. So the regular park is there, but during the Horror Nights, it changes at a certain point, and they open up different like scare zones. So it's not even like an attraction that you can go into, but there's just like actors doing creepy and weird stuff like in certain sections. And you can kind of interact with them and take pictures. They have like different themed food and stuff. And then they have, usually it's a good amount. Like they'll have like 3 like kind of like headliners and then a handful of other attractions. So last year, the one that got me was obviously the Fallout one. And I was like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta be there. So it was Fallout, Five Nights at Freddy's, which I did not go to, but it was there. And I can't remember what the last one was, but it was there. I did the Jason experience, which was actually really fun. Jason got me, I think twice. So the Camp Crystal Lake walkthrough was a lot of fun. The scariest one by far was not an IP one, which is what I figured, because it's so easy to kind of like, you can relate if you know what it is. The only thing that's scary is when they get you with like a jump scare, which I think is cheating. But I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I like that because it's just like, oh, you startled me. You didn't really scare me. But it was like Monstros something, but like the monsters of Latin America. So one, I was like, this is very relatable. And because it's not like a character, it's just a terrifying thing that you're looking at. That one was scary. Seeing La Llorona was like in real time, 100% freaked me out. And I was like, I just need to just walk through this as quickly as possible. And it's a pretty big attraction too. So you walk in through like a mausoleum kind of like entrance. And then within it, there's some like kind of like house parts and like hallways. And then there's a part where you're kind of like outside and kind of in like it looks like a dilapidated kind of, not a church, but something that's just broken down and creepy. And the outside part is where La Llorona was. So it actually is like a bridge over water. And there's these like child like dummies that are like floating face down in the water. And then you see her like doing this like wailing. And I'm like, nope, I'm out. Absolutely not. So I just speed walked it and tried to hold my pride. But it's like, nope, I'm done. I gotta go. So there are, intriguing and creepy. And you're in it. Like talking about it is one thing, and like scary movie is one thing, but when you are 100% like immersed in this area, the only thing that takes you out of it is that obviously there's a ton of people and you're in line for these attractions. So it's not like you have the fear of solitude or like loneliness or being alone. But yeah, that attraction was definitely the scariest, the non-IP one. And then there's a lot that are just kind of fun. Like there was a Chainsaw Man 4DX movie, which was very, very fun. So that was probably the only, that was the only like movie or like visual. And then there was a Purge show that took the place of Waterworld. That was all Purge themed. So it's just not necessarily like scary, but just that type of energy. And then the main scare zones were like crazy, like chainsaw clowns. And then the most unexpected part was the like the tram backlot tour. A lot of people are familiar with. So that's still running, but it's like haunted when you go during the horror nights. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this will be fun, because obviously like I know, I'm like, oh, like the Psycho House is probably gonna be like the main fixture because it's always creepy. So we get on, and the announcer is Megan, like the dancing crazy android Megan. But it was the tour guide that was just like doing an impersonation, but she was so spot on. It was almost funny, but like uncanny. She was really, really good. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be all through the perspective of Megan. Okay. And so we're going along, and then the lights turn off and the tram stops like completely. And keep in mind, for like the amusement park, up to the back lot, it is just kind of like undeveloped, just like land. So it's just like nothingness and like dirt. So I did kind of feel like, I was like, is it broken? Is this like, ooh, gotcha, we're going to keep going. And she's like, all right, this is as far as I go. You're walking the rest of the way. And I'm like, haha. And I think everybody else was like, what? And then the doors open. She's like, get out. So I'm like, ah. So we actually get out and it's dark. They have some lights so you can like not trip, but it's dark and you're out in the middle of the back lot, and the experience kind of takes you through some of the well, I guess props would be the best way, of these just like crazy things that you would never see up close, like from the regular tram tour. So that was really cool, but you can't like stop and, look at anything for too long, and you're just doing it all like on foot. And then they've got like the scare actors that are like plants that are with you. So that was kind of unnerving, but it was all in all such a fun time. And now that I kind of know sort of what to expect, I feel like I can enjoy it even more so second time around. So that is the plan. I would like to go again. And I think that's probably the only amusement park goal that I have in mind. After WonderCon, I did do California Adventure. So that was fun. Because I haven't been to that in like years. And it's changed so much, and happened to go during the Food and Wine Festival, which was fun. So I got a whole bunch of like fun treats and a whole bunch of wine. And with that in mind, I think for our show and tell, which was our second dice roll, I think I want to grab something to show that is related to this. So I'm going to take a quick like 3 seconds and go grab it. So give me just but one moment and I will grab my show and tell things. And we're back. Wasn't too long. So, the mic jumping out at me. So I like little things because I don't have a lot of space for things. Also, I realized that we never switched over to our nighttime vibes. My apologies. I know we're about to wrap up the stream, but still. Let me see. We want to be here. We want to be here. So I have a whole bunch of pressed pennies. I keep them all in a little dish because I'm like, I can't do the plushies. They just take up too much space and they just like sit. I'm like, oh, they're cute, but I'm not one for like hats or like merch, not really, and it's like usually super expensive. But pennies I can do. So also what was fun, the most recent time as of March, going to California Adventure, it was the 25th anniversary of the park, which is crazy work. So they did a whole bunch of like commemorative stuff, and on these pennies are all of the original rides and the logos for the rides. So we'll see for one that is more interesting. Come on. It's like we want to focus, kind of. There we go. So I think this one was a, what is it? Now I can't even see in this lighting. All right, here's one that we know. The Cozy Cone Motel from Cars, which is still there. And some of the other ones that were a little bit newer. I want to find my bias because it's very important. Oh wait, I forgot. I have a couple biases. They had a whole bunch of Universal monsters. So we got the Queen herself, the Bride. She will show. And I got a whole bunch of Guardians coins as well. So got Gamora. There's Bride showing up. And let me see if I can find her. I see Mantis. Oh, this one's cute. It was Rocket. And it's the Star-Lord. He actually has a lot more detail in person, which is impressive from just a press on the penny. But I gotta find Gam Gam. Hey, there we go. All right. And Gamora. Yay. So I have a handful of these, and it's nice because I can collect them, and it's not like a huge storage thing. I almost forgot that I had the Universal Monster ones in here, but yeah, I got Drac in here somewhere. And oh, I think this one is from Revenge of the Mummy. So some of the other rides. So Universal, Disney, and just some general pressed pennies. If there's an opportunity to do it, I will do it. This one's one of my favorites. This is the super authentic press. This was flattened on a train track. And it is very interesting because with the pressure of this, it is much thinner than the, crank ones that you would get to make these, because obviously it's literally a freight train. And it like squishes it so hard, you can see that it's composed of not just solid copper. And it's like literally it is squeezing the other metals out. So I keep it in here because I'm like, that's the one that I made. I made that. So those are my trinkets. Thank you for coming to my show and tell. That goes even better than I thought with amusement park stuff. A Grinch, they are very shiny, and now they're a limited edition because we're not gonna have pennies anymore. Actually, I don't know. Are they still going to make them, or they're just like not going to make as many? I don't know. I think they were just all getting discontinued, but obviously they're still in circulation. So I don't know what's happening with that. Blood Moon, I love it when it all comes together. Oh, me too. It's just like, oh, nice little bow. Perfect. Perfect. That's all I want. Oh, is the US getting rid of pennies now too? Yes, that is my understanding, or they're just not going to produce anymore. But obviously the ones that are in circulation are in circulation. So yeah, they're just kind of like, nope, no more pennies. So they are a hot commodity. Let me actually see penny production in the US. See what's happening. Yep. It was actually last year they just ended production, just citing basically uselessness in physical money. Just the shift to digital currency is just not worth the cost. So apparently, halting the coin production saves the federal government an estimated $56 million annually. But there's all sorts of other stuff that they will spend money on. We won't even go there, but yeah. So the cost of making a penny is more than what the penny is worth. So that's why we're here. And yep, confirming pennies are done. Several businesses, including mine, are rounding up the change to the nearest nickel or dime. Yep. Oh, Blood Moon, you say when? So Canada has discontinued pennies. When Canada stopped pennies, they've actually discontinued the use of them. I think you can roll them and take them to the bank, but you can't use them anymore. Really? Now that is interesting for the ones that they already have. I didn't know that you guys had stopped. What do Canadian pennies look like? I didn't know. They are... Oh, wow. You guys stopped in 2012? And it has... Who does it have on it? What is this? A man? A maple leaf on one side. I am unfamiliar with Queen Elizabeth. Definitely not what I expected. Very interesting. Huh. Okay. Production for general circulation ended in May of 2012, with distribution ending in February of 2013. Wow. Had no idea. Okay, walls, yeah, queen on one side. That's so interesting. I would not have expected, like, that British element on a Canadian penny at all. Blood Moon, has it been that long? Man, I was thinking it was around 2020. Listen, time is a construct. There is no such thing as time. Wow, I can buy 50 Canadian pennies for $3 American. That sounds like a bargain to me. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I'm not like a big like coin person or like collector in that way, but I do think those types of things are interesting. Like I have some like pesos and I have some, oh, what are they called? But they are Costa Rican currency, some bills and some coins. I don't remember what they are called. They are colons, that's right. So $1 US is about 450 colons. So pretty hard to calculate on the fly. Walls. I have an Is that R2D2? Bank full on Canadian pennies. I may be 100 air. You might be. You might be. Very interesting. Also, this pic of you in Rogue is fabulous. I love that they have her in like the most comfortable shoes possible. And I think that it's very funny that she's wearing Gambit's coat. They think we wouldn't notice, but we did. It is just such an experience going back to the amusement park thing, looking at the walk around characters, like being a cosplayer and knowing and seeing so many really, really good cosplays. The magic sometimes for some parks is like not what it used to be. Not like these, you know, actors and employees are, you know, doing anything wrong, but it's just kind of like, oh man, I remember when it'd be like, whoa, I can't even, my mind is boggled at this, and now I'm like, I could probably make that. Like that's cool for me. It's not like a slight at them, but it's just like, oh, okay. This is attainable. This is cool. I do think that Disney parks still have the best walk around characters. But the Epic Universe was like, it gave me pause. And I don't think I'll be able to say for sure, because you have to see it in person. Walls, she said that she borrowed Gambit's coat. Oh yeah, I know. You can't hide it from me, Anna Marie. Miss LeBeau, that married woman. That's so fun. I love that. We've got some good pictures in the chat. So cool. So cool. Well, oh my god. Blood Moon, thanks for making it over to the Discord. It is about that time, friends. Thank you so much for this fantastic stream, this double roll, this double header. 2 Leku, well, technically 4 Lex. If you take away nothing from the stream, just know that a Leku is the 2 tendrils, and each one is called a Lek. Now you know. So 4 Lex, 2 Lekus, 2 dice rolls, and all of you in the chat. All of you're worth more than a special edition limited coin. You're all shiny and wonderful. So thank you for hanging out. Knowing is half the battle. Yay! Good night, everyone. Later taters, Grinch, Blood Moon, Walls, everyone that is listening, hanging out, lurking, vibing. I will see you again on Thursday with my Dragon Cup. Cheers!